Out of the north, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows level off around 54 tonight, mainly clear skies. Daytime highs approaching 78 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently 60.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. A number of severe weather events impacted parts of central and eastern Illinois in 2 rounds on Sunday, including at least one observed tornado, flash flooding, and severe thunderstorms. The National Weather Service issued tornado warnings for portions of Effingham and Shelby counties at around 3:18 and 3:23 in the afternoon, respectively. The threat moved eastward, subsequently affecting the counties in that direction. The National Weather Service reported staff at the Flora Police Department witnessed a tornado to the north within the warning area. Other warnings came from radar-indicated threats. Then at 7:29, Christian County was the setting for a tornado warning as the system progressed through Edinburgh and eastward. Shelby County received the warning shortly thereafter as spin-up threats emerged. The warning zone shifted towards the east, but Clarksburg and Strasburg were added again to the zone when tornado potential reemerged. Much of Shelby County also saw heavy rains. The tornado warning expired at 9:15. Severe thunderstorm warnings were issued for Shelby and Effingham counties in the afternoon spell, while the entirety of the latter county also saw flash flood warnings. These warnings were part of a wider system of precipitation which hit much of central and northern Illinois, as well as eastern Iowa and southern Wisconsin. It continued into much of Indiana and portions of Michigan and Ohio. The National Weather Service will provide a full report of confirmed tornadoes and other details on the severe weather in the coming days. Stay tuned to TaylorvilleDailyNews.com for more information and updates regarding the storms. The Taylorville Park Board will meet tonight for their regular monthly meeting in the Manners Park Dining Hall at 7. Under new business, the board will discuss resolutions for the time allowed per guest and a review of the Open Meeting Act by attorney Anthony Weatherford. The park board is expecting to hear from both Jeb Odom and Mike Semero at the meeting as well. Under old business, John Falduda will provide the board with a bond update. The board will also discuss updates on the tennis court, swimming pool, and the North Pond. Towards the end of the meeting, the board will hear from the Maintenance Superintendent Ben Dempsey, Recreation Director Evan Mitchell, and the Office Administrator Linda Moomey. The very last topic for discussion is the usual approval of bill payment and the approval of the reports given. Stay tuned to TaylorvilleDailyNews.com for more details after the meeting. Work is underway at the Central A&M School District's Assumption campus after a water main leak caused flooding inside part of the school building. Central A&M Superintendent Sasha Young said in a social media update that the leak has been stopped and staff members have started removing standing water from the affected area. The source of the water main leak remains under investigation. Young said the district is working with its insurance company and service crews to begin the recovery process and restore the building as quickly as possible. Officials have not released which specific school building was affected or provided additional details about the extent of the damage. The district says updates will be provided as more information becomes available. If more information should arise, you will find the updates online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Participants in 4-H can expect a busy summer ahead, and not only with respect to county fairs. Members in Christian, Jersey, Macoupin, and Montgomery counties can participate in ongoing activities organized by the University of Illinois Extension. They include a science camp and a hiking club, and registration for both is still open. Jessica Jaffrey, a 4-H youth development educator with the University of Illinois Extension, is managing these various endeavors. She says the science camp, set for Wednesday from 9 to 11 in the morning, will focus on wild weather.
And we're going to talk about all things from, the very basics of water cycle and what that means, and understanding, all the different things that go on to make weather what it is, from the very basics of understanding it pressure to the most extremes that we experience, like tornadoes and strong winds and stuff like that. So we're really excited. We're going to be hosting it at the Christian County Extension Office in Taylorville on Wednesday, June 24th from 9 to 11. So we're really excited. It's open to all youth. They do not have to be 4-H members to participate with us. Just have to be ages 8 to 18 when they participate. And that cost for attending science camp is $5. It just covers some of the supplies that the kids will use, and then they'll of course go home with some fun stuff from the experiments and the activities that they create during the programs.
In past years, the science camp has included activities such as mock crime scene investigations and lab experiments using household items.
We've done themes of like, ooh, it's gross. So I think last year we dissected some owl pellets, learned the different like absorbency components of what diapers are created. We've done some explosion themes. So, the classics of creating elephant toothpaste and Mentos and Diet Coke, those different things. So every year we try to keep it really interesting and really exciting for the kids and kind of tune into some different science themes. We've even done like a CSI and exploring kind of like crime scene investigation and those types of things. So every year has a different theme. So we can encourage kids that have that passion for science or related to that to come back year after year. So we're really excited, really looking forward to it. We've had it already in Jersey County. So we followed the same theme in all 4 counties for our offerings. And we had a full house. The workshop was packed and the kids had a lot of fun with it. So we're really looking forward to the other offerings that we have coming up.
As for the hiking club, its next event is a walk through Sandcrest Lake State Park on Tuesday, June 30th from 9 to 10:30 in the morning. The club has done 1 walk already, but interested participants can still sign up for any of the 3 remaining excursions.
Through this, we're calling it a club. It's a club, but not really a club. But it's just a chance to get kind of like-minded youth together to explore the great outdoors this summer. So we're going to venture out to various hiking trails across the parks in our unit. So we've picked out a trail or a hike or park, I should say, in each of the 4 counties. So Christian, Jersey, Macoupin, and Montgomery counties. And at each location, we're doing a short presentation or lesson for the kids to speak with either a park ranger or park director or someone that's maybe in education at the park to kind of give them some things to learn about or some things to think about whenever they're at that location. And then they're going to be doing a trail hike while they're there as well.
With the Christian County Fair around a month away and other county fairs nearer in time, 4-H participants are preparing their projects and livestock showings. For those presenting projects in Christian County, they must submit their plans by Wednesday so the extension and fair organizers can plan accordingly.
So as we count down leading up to them, we kick off our 4-H shows on Monday, July 20th with our general show. Our general show is held at the office, the extension office there in Taylorville. And that'll start at 9 a.m. on the 20th. So this is, like I said, everything from woodworking to welding to cooking to visual arts. We have over 80 projects for youth to exhibit and participate in within 4-H. So this is our general show is just about everything outside of animals. So our youth come and they sit with a judge or an expert from the community, usually in that topic area, to discuss, what they did, what they learned, experiential learning, all those fun questions, and they're, kind of competing with themselves, but also for that chance to earn a best of show or to potentially go on to state fair.
More information on the University of Illinois Extension's 4-H involvements is available at 4h.extension.illinois.edu. The website also has information and registration details for the aforementioned events. Jessica Jaffrey appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. And now, a word from Taylorville Community Credit Union.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Are you looking for a great CD rate? If you are, come check out our 7-month CD special as well as the new higher rates on our 12 and 24-month certificates. If you're looking for a great investment, now is the time to put your money to work in a TCCU CD. Our minimum deposit is $1,000. Dividends will be compounded monthly. A penalty for early withdrawal may be imposed, and fees could reduce earnings on the account. For more information, please contact us at any of our convenient locations in Taylorville, Pana, Hillsboro, Litchfield, or online at tccu.org. Member NCUA.
A University of Illinois associate professor is hoping to use research to learn about how nitrogen and phosphorus are being lost from farms in runoff. The project was inspired by state-level environmental goals, along with the aim of improving financial outcomes for farmers. Dr. Andrew Margonaut, an associate professor in the Department of Crop Sciences at the University of Illinois, is conducting the research. He says his work looks at hundreds of farms all across the state.
We're based on campus in Champaign County. We've got over 560 sites across the state, I've counted, in 92 counties of Illinois. And these sites can range from an on-farm experiment looking at, say, phosphorus application rates, all the way to sampling just once a year to look at soil health response to cover crops. Now, across this portfolio that covers the state, one of our major focuses is how are we losing our nutrients from fields, mostly through tiles, but also through runoff losses? How much are we losing? Why are we losing it? Are we missing something else? The answer is yes. And finally, what can we do to mitigate that?
Dr. Margonaut adds that the financial implications come in large part from the percentage of the yield the farmer is able to actually sell.
Most of our nitrogen, we think, leaves fields through a tile drain subsurface and in the form of nitrate nitrogen. However, work that we're doing from tile drained experiments like the one here that we're sitting at the farm in Christian County, but also across the entire state, we know that nitrate N is not the only form of nitrogen that we're losing. It's still dominant, but not the only form. Now for P, we typically think about this as total phosphorus, but there's also a whole smorgasbord of different flavors or forms of phosphorus. Dissolved reactive phosphorus, or DRP, is the most common type that we focus on for tile drains, but there's other forms of phosphorus as well. Now, these different forms come from different sources, not just fertilizer, and where they're coming from has implications for how can we better manage their loss reduction.
Tile drainage systems help collect the liquids, which the researchers then use to make specific discoveries about the contents and draw conclusions.
This is effectively the northern 2/3 of the state, which is relatively flat, and because of that, crop production is largely benefited by tile draining in the subsurface. Great. I know tiles down south, especially in the valley bottoms, is more common, but the point is that most of our tiles are in the central northern 2/3. They've done incredible things for habitability. This was basically a giant swamp in 1830, 1840. And then, so tiles have enabled humans to live here, but also for higher crop yields. Now, given all that, it's really important to be able to understand how tiles behave. So for example, if we catch 2 inches of rain like we will in a few hours, how fast and how much water comes out for how long, and what nutrients get dragged out? And second is, how can we manage nutrient loss reduction? So for example, if we spring apply N versus fall apply N as a fertilizer, or if we cover crop, what's the % reduction that we gain from that?
Researchers in some instances go out to collect samples and take measurements, but there is also technology that records data automatically on an ongoing basis.
To answer these questions, you need to have a monitoring of tiles, meaning we measure every 10 minutes the flow rate, and then we sample every hour the water to analyze for nutrients like nitrate. Now, it's really hard to do this for lots of reasons, but across this 7-county tile drain site, we have this network of over 200 tiles that we can monitor. So the Dudley Smith Farm is one of these 7-county sites where we've got 24 such tiles. We've got sensors that are feeding into the cloud real time the flow rates. So we know how many gallons per hour are being emitted by a given tile. Now for the nutrients, that's a lot harder. And long story short, only one nutrient form, nitrate, nitrogen, can we have a sensor for. and that sensor is real-time measuring and beaming it up to the cloud.
More information on the Dudley Smith Farm Field Day and the University of Illinois Extension more broadly is available at extension.illinois.edu. Dr. Andrew Markinot appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show as part of our live coverage of the 2026 Dudley Smith Farm Field Day.
Your son was 3 when you planted that tree in your backyard. Now he's grown, planting seeds and making memories with his own kids. Let Heartland Bank help you grow more memories with banking options for every stage of your life. Welcome, former CNB customers. We're your community bank. Heartland Bank. We build relationships that nurture and grow your dreams. Visit us today at hbtbank.com, member FDIC.
With over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming weekdays and 2 hours on Saturdays, WTIM AM, FM, and online is your ag information station. Listen by tuning in on air or online, and listen to WTIM Ag podcasts anytime.
To learn more about Rolling Meadows Senior Living in Taylorville and the apartments they have available, click on their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Line crews from across the Midwest converged on Illinois in the aftermath of last week's storms. Multiple tornadoes across the state led to over 400 downed power poles, knocking out power for more than 9,000 residents. Brian Brecht, Public and Media Relations Manager at Ameren, reported last Thursday that the utility called in support from states such as Ohio, Kansas, Tennessee, Michigan, and Missouri. Ameren, Illinois reminds customers if they see a downed power line, they should report it immediately at 800-755-5000. Always assume a downed power line is live and highly dangerous, even if it is not sparking. The U.S. Department of Transportation has a new registration system for the trucking industry. It's called MODUS, and Don Schaefer with Springfield, Illinois-based Midwest Truckers Association is getting plenty of questions about it. The website is motus.dot.gov. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 69-year-old Robert S. Bob Brown of Taylorville died June 12th. Visitation is today from 5 till 7 at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. The funeral service is tomorrow at 10 at McClure Funeral Home. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. And 79-year-old Gary L. Carr of Bonita Spring, Florida, died March 27th. A memorial service will take place June 27th at 2 at Blue Mound Civic Center in Blue Mound. Burial will be at Hall Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com